Yo, Jackie, how you doing? Thank you for watching. I had gotten a phone call and I had to deal with it really quickly. So, I'm going live today. There's a lot to talk about. Just trying to see if any of my people gonna come through. I'm okay. I can't complain. You know, I've been an investigator in the state of Louisiana for like 10 years now. And I'm very, very leery about these judge elections. We talk about the prison pipeline every day. And then when you tell black people that you have investigated judges and attorneys and you have empirical data proving that they committed a crime, they don't even want to see your evidence. And then not realizing that after next election, when their nephew, their son, their daddy get victimized and they don't have no recourse in the matter, that I was trying to tell them how to dictate that proactively rather than be a victim of circumstance. That's one thing I wanted to cover on this live today. So I just want to let y'all know that pretty soon I'm going to do a podcast and I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to have all the paperwork with me. I'm going to be able to read everything out loud and challenge what I'm saying about a few of the candidates out here. There are candidates living dual lives in these elections, and you don't know them because you don't spend time at the courthouse. And then when somebody's trying to tell you the real-time empirical data they have on the person, y'all would rather talk about what I wear or what I say rather than how I live transparently and integrally, right? And so I'm just wondering, how can the hood hold me to a standard but then not care about the people that are dictating their lives being held to a standard? I got a question in this query. Is integrity valuable to the black American anymore? Does integrity and transparency reward any black person at this point? Or is that a fruitless endeavor? That's what I would like to know. Somebody please answer that for me. Because I go into places where I meet opposition all the time, and all they can say is, he crazy. Not no direct transgression, not no accusation of nothing I've done that's contradictory to my work in the movement. Just, I don't like Byron. And then in a whisper, well, I was told that when you do it first, you get it worse. And I know they shoot the messenger. And any black man right now that's even talking about what's going on, the climate, and is not willing to die and sacrifice and put all on the line, you might as well shut up. Stop talking. Period. Because everybody's already identified you. Everybody already knows how you coming and how you not coming. So all I'm really telling my people today is, those of us who understand the whole picture and really, really, really seeking change out here, we need to come together immediately. I was just on the thread yesterday with someone I respected. It was their post. And they never said vote for Biden. They just said, if you vote for Trump, I can't deal with you. And then everybody on that thread, black, came on and said, yeah, Biden's the one. Biden's the one. But that ain't what my friend posted. She posted, if you vote for Trump, stay off my timeline. Abstinence is a very real choice out here. When you are herded into a option of whether or not you want to eat shit or vomit, then abstinence is always the fruitful choice. Man, we got to upset the setup. And until we allow those with a fierce allegiance to the forefront, we're going to be in trouble. I see death around the corner. That's not something I'm saying for ratings. I see the same thing Pac saw. My quest to be free and to have full liberation are going to get me murdered. And I see it because I cannot stop wanting to be free. Just can't stop doing it. It's like trying to choke yourself to death. You can't do it. As soon as you pass out, you're going to wake up sooner or later in the same situation that you was in when you was trying to choke yourself to death. You feel me? One other thing I want to say, I was watching the mayor's video today, and she used the term equity for all New Orleanians. So I want to tell y'all, 5-6 years ago when I started in front of the courthouse and was saying, the narrative, that's where this starts. We need to control the narrative. Everybody was looking at me like I was fucking crazy. And now the mayor and everybody else talking about narrative. And when I got through telling y'all that it needed to be the narrative adjusted first before we even start trying to be proactive in adjusting the actual effects, right? Then I started saying, man, we need full equity for black people in New Orleans. I'd be damned if your mayor didn't just say live on her video on the news that New Orleans is a city that has equity for everyone. Y'all let her tell them lies. And that's a direct response to what I'm saying. Trust me. Even though y'all say it ain't. It's a direct response to my narrative, right? And it's a lie at the same time. If there's full equity, when she say full equity for all citizens, your mayor is talking about them 40,000 Mexicans they just brought here and how they need to be treated fairly and how she won her mayor's seat from helping them in Broadmoor and how they got a nationally accredited school for Hispanic children who barely speak English, and we have never had that type of care and concern for our children in New Orleans, even though we've had black politicians. So they listening to everything I say, whether y'all believe it or not. I hear them regurgitating my shit in a counter stance. I hear them. It's funny, she got me blocked from the mayor's office. I can't call, but somebody telling her what I'm saying on my lives. Trust me. She just said full equity for every citizen in New Orleans to the world on the world news. And y'all gonna let that slide and ride in second line with her at the next event. While your children still suffering in the fucked up school, while your family member, your elder can't get quality health care because they don't got the right insurance, while your kids are relegated to moving to the worst neighborhoods in the city after they get out your house, even with a college degree, because they black. And if they're a male, 68% mandated unemployment for us. Somebody needs to hear me and share these messages. I'm going to tell y'all, 1733 North Durgenwall has always been a litmus test. Have to know. I'm going to make you tell me who you are soon as you come here. And I'm going to deal with however I need to deal with it. Go around you, over you, through you, or work with you. Depending on how you bringing it. But what I mean by a litmus test is, understand this. We don't get paid around here to support candidates. We just do what we feel is right. So I'm telling y'all right now, there are some serious elections in the city right now. Y'all can't see I got Jennifer Medley up there. That's because she going against status quo, been a judge, got a big tall building downtown that he services the Confederacy with. And that's who she going against. And what kind of judge would she be? I don't know. But I know she's a good person. And we need new blood there. Instead of the judge who been sitting there for a long time and slamming black people. The same one I just saw last week not last week, the last time I was there, excuse me, before COVID, where all the people in his court with marijuana charges was black. One of them was an elderly lady, 70-something years old, in a wheelchair. You heard me? And she still got them fines and fees in a city where marijuana is decriminalized. You hear me? And so I'm going to see what Nikki talking about, because I know some things about her opponent that need to come out, and I'm going to expose them sooner or later. And I'm going with Jennifer Medley because she running against the status quo. I'm going against anybody running against the status quo. And Arthur Hunter I'm going with because he's the only, Arthur Hunter is the only candidate right now running for district attorney that I cannot prove committed a crime or abuse of power. And I scrutinize them all the same. Do I know Arthur, Mr. Hunter, Judge Hunter? Yes. Is he my friend? Do he come to my house? No. This ain't about that. It's about equity that your mayor was just lying and telling the world we have in New Orleans. And so since Arthur is the only candidate in that race that I cannot prove with empirical data has abused power or committed crimes, multiple, then I'm going with the man who seems to be most honest to be the district attorney, the conscience of our parish. Good morning, baby. How you doing? You too. I'm sitting in my driveway. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm very encouraged. Because let me tell you what's going to happen, Diane, after they stop arguing about which mask are better, Biden or Trump. What's going to happen is we're going to go to a wall. It's coming. I don't give a fuck what they telling you. I'm in the streets real time. And you seen the viral video going around in the inbox with the white boy telling us the rednecks is ready? My little brother's ready too. AR-15'd up. AK'd up. Multiple of them. Banana clips, flips. And we might all have to die because we're only 12%. But guess what? That'll still be the end of what we're dealing with now. We can't get no equity in a system that is slated us 3/5. You can only get 3/5 of what they're getting, period. Ever. That's the mandate. That's why it's never been changed in the Constitution. That's why it still reads that way to today. Because they're still operating under those policies. So I'm circling my wagons. I don't have no associations that's fake. Period. I'm looking at my son-in-law's sister on my thread. I'm looking at Nunu, real as all day. I'm looking at Junebug, real as all day. Lisa Hood is a pariah just like me, just for being smart enough and visionary enough to see what's really happening. Ronald Peterson, a real cat. I'm not acquainted with Miss Jenkins. I'm sorry. Like, I don't give false, don't give false references. Said a Tesla fire out here. Y'all see my lives stop going from 5,000 to 200? I was cutting a dead weight. I deleted them people. They didn't go nowhere. They were inefficient. They were fake. They were phony. They were going to get me killed out here. 20 of them saw the police set me up at Manchu and never came to court one time. But come to my house and beg for shit daily and tell me how much they love me and respected my mother's work. My vision ain't blurry. It's 2020. I'm drawing lines in the fucking sand. And if you can't respect them, you're going to get your fucking head bust. Trust me. Not no cavalier, wild shit, but stand your ground statute shit. Just like a white man can live in Louisiana. And people think I be saying this because I'm crazy, but I'm not. Y'all don't understand the barrage of threats I get daily from the Confederacy and from these suited up niggas who like shit the way it's going. And they go find Lil Pookie in the hood and give Lil Pookie $200 to come and let me make him famous. I'm going to be judged by 12 before you carry me. Know that. Know that. And I ain't even going to show you. But I got my girlfriend with me. Keep her with me. And it's that real out here that you can be standing up for black people in your community and not committing no crimes and still have the police come run you down and arrest you for nothing. And the black people who claim to be conscious in here and claim to be Black Lives Matter, they watch it happen, knowing that you really doing effective work for somebody out here. Oh, another thing, Black Lives Matter. My mama always told me don't be 501c3. As soon as they get tired of you, they gonna come get you and they gonna say it's about how you spending the money. The NAACP even had to create the Legal Defense Fund to defend themselves for helping poor black people try to get free, okay? But I want to make that distinction because I am the only man initially that's still standing that told y'all about Umar Johnson, Dr. Johnson, that told y'all about Black Lives Matter. I met that chick that started that at multiple different things that y'all was watching on CNN, but I was sitting there in her face looking. And D-Ray, met D-Ray 3-4 times. He was the first one to pop up at every fucking scene with his little switch and his little, how he talk, but he representing black men and Black Lives Matter. And I told y'all, all that shit was a contradiction. And I paid heavily for saying that. Umar and them start going around the country, paying people to hate me. Yeah. And so I ain't said nothing about nobody that I can't prove. Y'all watching Facebook videos that's fucking designed for you to see, right? And I'm going to the people in the time that we at the epicenter and I'm watching how they get down. I'm out at these events fighting, about to go to jail, trying to incite my people to stand for every privilege that we truly own. And them niggas out there talking about fundraising. Period. That's an issue. And so, if you love your children, it don't have to be me. I done said it. I see a couple cats in New Orleans smarter than me. Few of them. But do they have the heart to deal with what's going to happen after they get in the office and that barrage hits them? You remember Barack Obama said that what happened to Skid Gates was ridiculous and that the cop was stupid? And then not 5 minutes later, somebody made the United States fucking president back up off of his defense of African American rights. Just 5 minutes after he said it, he the fucking president. And then the next week, the white boy was in there having a beer with the esteemed professor that done put in all this work to be recognized as an authority with the cop. With the high school graduate cop. You heard me? And now they peers. After the incident, where one held all the authority to totally disrespect the man's rights, and the other was the cream of his crop in his craft, and was still treated like a nigga, like Toby. And y'all think the debate between Biden and Trump gonna change that? Tilden haze, compromise. That's when the two parties became one for white interests. History major, please go read it. When Rutherford B. Hayes told them Dixiecrats, look, I'm going to join with you. I'm going to make it where you can still keep your slaves and pull the troops out the South, because us over them always. That's what NATO is. Never against thine own. I'm going to be done here in a second. I'm just telling you, don't get caught up right now in all them debates. That shit's frivolous. It was fun for me in my 20s. We got other shit to do. And even if you don't come outside your house, you can't tell me all that shit's handled if you black in America and you got children and a family. Start there before you worry about Trump or Biden. Because Joe Biden is a wolf in sheep's clothing. I know it for a fact. I was with Mama Pam, and I was out there in Delaware, where his son is the Attorney General. And we had not one or two, but multiple deaths of young black males found hung with their own belts. And the little municipalities had labeled them all suicides. And we knew that was bullshit. The only way to get that reversed was to go to the Attorney General in the state, which happened to be Joe Biden's son. And if you would have saw his demeanor within that discussion, you wouldn't even be asking me why I'm talking about Biden the way I'm talking about him. Because that's his fucking Poe. And he was in the house. That's where he get his influence from, his Poe. And then the elders in the movement went to his Poe to see if they could, we got a black president. His vice president's white. See, we talk to him and see if he opened up these cases. We never got reciprocity. But your mayor is on the TV in New Orleans telling the world that New Orleans is a city of equity for every citizen. Politics ain't about who you like. Two of my favorite politicians, I couldn't stand them as people. I'm not going to name them out because they still living. But when they got in their fucking office, they did what they was paid to do. And they didn't leave black people hanging. I don't like them as people. I've had exposure to them from my mother. And they're not people I would hang out with, but I can't critique their record when it comes to voting and how they handled us in the office. And so what I'm trying to tell y'all is, one of my closest friends I met when I was 11 told me today, I like Biden. I was like, what the fuck you like? There ain't no car. Ain't no house. What you like about Biden? Tell me. What you saw. What he did. Substantiate that shit. Or else you bandwagoning. And how has the vote of the lesser evils ever promoted any welfare for black people on a national level? Tell me. I'll wait. Say, girl. Yeah. What's happening? You forgot about me? Go and run an errand. Y'all have a good day.